Welcome back to the class on pericyclic reactions. We were discussing about retro Diels-Alder reactions. Right. So there was a question how these charges will come. When we have electron withdrawing group, it will stabilize negative charge at alpha position. So if we have a double bond, it must be polarized in this direction only, because it can stabilize negative charge at alpha position. And if we have a releasing group, what it will do, it will release the electrons. But because of the conjugation, the released electrons will not stop here. If they are stopping here, we will get negative charge, but they are not stopped here. Because of the conjugation, we will try to polarize these double bonds also. So we will polarize electrons from releasing group. At the same time, we will polarize this double bond and this double bond. That means when we have an electron withdrawing group, then alpha carbon must be negatively charged. So other carbon, obviously it must have positive charge. Similarly, if we have a releasing group, alpha carbon must be positively charged, because the released electrons are not stopped at this position, right? Because of the conjugation, they were again polarized to the other end of the diene. So when we have an electron releasing group on the diene, so that carbon must be positively charged. So this is how we can write the charges. Similarly, here also, when we polarize, the oxygen is an electron releasing group. So when we try to polarize this, these polarized electrons will not stop here. If they stop here, it will get negative charge. But what we will try is, when we polarize the lone pair on oxygen towards the double bond, we must polarize the electrons in pi bond also, so that it will gain negative charge. Because it is negatively charged, we can imagine it as a positively charged system. So this is how we predict the charges. Then accordingly we will write the products. Okay, so after all, what is a chemical bond? A bond between electron rich center and electron poor center. If it is ionic bond type, one carbon must have electron rich center, another carbon must be electron poor. So this is how we will try to predict the position of substituents in a Diels-Alder reaction. Right. I'll give you some more examples on retro Diels-Alder reactions. So you write the products, okay? Diels-Alder followed by retro Diels-Alder. Right. Now we will see some more cycloadditions which are possible under thermal conditions. The possible cycloadditions 4 pi s plus 2 pi s, which is nothing but Diels-Alder reaction. Similarly, 6 pi s plus 4 pi s, because the total number of electrons are like aromatic system, Huckel number of electrons. So 6 pi s plus 4 pi s, it is possible. 8 pi s plus 2 pi s, because the total is again 10, so it is also possible. 14 pi a plus 2 pi s. Here 14 plus 2, 16 electrons. If it is 14 pi s plus 2 pi s, it is it is not a Huckel number, right? So here it is not possible. But yeah, please don't use annotation. Okay, please don't use your annotation. But when we have anthrafacial bonding, yeah, 14 carbon chain is a very long chain, so it is possible to have invert, to rotate the orbital, and then to have anthrafacial bond formation. So 14 pi a plus 2 pi s is possible, whereas 6 pi s plus 2 pi s, it is not possible because it gives only 8 electrons. It is not a Huckel number, so it is not possible. So what I will do, I will try to give example, one or two example for each of these cycloadditions. Right. So first we will see 6 plus 4 cycloaddition. This is called tropone. When we do heat these two substrates, reactants, there will be a bond formation between these two carbons because it is a 4 pi system and it is a 6 pi system. So what is 6 pi? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means a bond formation between these two bond formation between these two carbons and bond formation between these two carbons. So here we will have a total of 4 cycles. Out of them, this carbonyl and this carbonyl both are like bridges. So I'll try to write this product without any confusion. Yeah, this is this one, and this is another carbonyl. Okay, so on this carbon we have, on this cycle we have these substituents. So 1, 2, 3. On the other ring we have already placed 3 carbons, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more carbons. So what we will do, we will write like this. Yeah, this is the product. Now we will see an example for 8 plus 2. We have 4 double bonds, so this is 8 pi system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to consider the end carbons. So this is one end carbon and this is the other end carbon. This can be treated with this dienophile. So there will be a bond formation between this side and this side. Okay, the bond formation must always be at the ends of the diene, right? So here the diene is having 4 double bonds. So this is one end of the diene, this is another end of the diene. So when we form it, when we want to do a cyclization, so this is the electron polarizations that are possible, right? So what is the product here? and we have a double bond here, another one, another one. This molecule is called heptafulvene. This molecule is called as heptafulvalene. Sorry, heptafulvene. Heptafulvene. I'll give you one more example for this 8 pi plus 2 pi addition. Here we will use benzoquinone. So you try to write the product. Again, here also you are supposed to take the charges and predict the product. Since OMe is an electron releasing group, so it will polarize the electron. So this will be positively charged carbon, this will be negatively charged carbon. Of course, benzoquinone both are having electron withdrawing groups, so that may not give any differentiation on this double bond because of this methyl group, which is plus I group. So an electron releasing group is there. So negative charge will be at the other end, whereas this carbon will be positively charged. So there will be a bond formation between these two carbons and these two carbons. Of course, one more point is it should follow Endo rule. It should also follow Endo rule. Yeah, because it is endo product. Sorry, this must be hydrogen must be above the plane. This methyl group must be above the plane, and we have OMe here. So we will have double bonds here. I'll give you one more example for 14 pi a plus 2 pi s. In this system, we have 7 double bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is a 14 pi electron system, and we will have a 2 pi electron system like this. See, as I said, the bond formation should be with the end carbons of the diene. So how we will look at the carbon? So start here. So this is one side end carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, we will only count the double bonds in a continuous fashion. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So this is the starting carbon and this is the ending carbon. So these two are the end carbons in the diene. Yeah, you can write the product, right? You can write the product. Similarly, when we look at the 6 pi plus 2 pi system, as it is not possible, right? It is not possible. Okay. If you think it is a 6 pi electron system, it is not possible. But if you think it is a 4 pi electron system, then it is possible, right? 6 pi it is not possible, but 4 pi it is possible. If you think it is a diene and it is a dienophile, then yeah, we can write the Diels-Alder product, right? So don't come to a conclusion. If it is possible to have another cycloaddition, then go for it. Okay, if there is a possible cycloaddition, then go for the possible one. Don't think that it was given a 6 pi electron system, so 6 pi plus 2 pi it is not possible under thermal condition, so no product will be formed here. So don't think like that. We also have a diene as part of 6 pi system, so take these 4 pi system and write the product. Now we will see 2 plus 2 cycloadditions. Of course, 2 plus 2 cycloadditions under thermal conditions, they are not possible, right? Because 2 pi s plus 2 pi s is not possible according to molecular orbitals approach, but 2 pi s plus 2 pi a is possible, but 2 carbon system is a very short carbon chain, so it cannot allow the orbital to rotate and allow the orbital to have a antarafacial bond. So 2 pi plus 2 pi cyclization under thermal condition is forbidden, right? But yeah, if we have a ketene, this is called ketene. If we have ketene, then it is possible to have a 2 plus 2 cycloaddition with the ketene under thermal condition. So it generates a product like this. Okay. And here also we can write the charges here. Carbonyl oxygen is more electronegative, so it will try to polarize the electrons towards oxygen. So oxygen will get the negative charge. Obviously, this carbon will get positive charge, and the end carbon will get negative charge. So if we have substituents on diene, this alkene, then we can also write the charges here. Then accordingly, we will write a cyclization product like this. So carbonyl will not involve, but this double bond will involve in the cyclization. Yeah, 2 plus 2 addition is not a concerted mechanism, whereas all other cycloadditions are concerted mechanisms, but the 2 plus 2 addition is a stepwise process. It is not a concerted process. How this 2 plus 2 cycloaddition is possible under thermal conditions using ketone? When we look at the molecular orbital diagram and we will try to look at how the bond formation occurs, so then we can easily predict, right? So when we want to draw two double bonds, okay, so one double bond will be one plane and this double bond will be in opposite plane. Okay, right? For example, I'll try to draw this. Yeah, pi bonds are formed purely by the lateral interaction of the pure p orbitals, right? If two p orbitals are in the same plane, they can form a pi bond. Okay, right. So we need to have p orbitals for pi bond formation. As we know, px and py, they are right angle to each other. So px on one carbon, px on another carbon will involve in a pi bond. But px in one carbon and py in other carbon, or pz in other carbon, that will not form a pi bond. So if these two are px, then for this double bond, px is already occupied, then we should go for either py or pz. What I will suggest is pz is always sigma bond forming orbital. So take this. So if it is px, then go for py. As I said, these must be right angle to each other. So I'll try to write like this. Okay, right. When we use ketene in 2+2 cycloaddition, generally it will involve in bonding with LUMO, where the molecular orbitals are like this. So ketene involves with the LUMO. So the molecular orbitals are like this, and alkene is always involves in 2+2 cycloaddition with ketene using its HOMO. As I said, Diels-Alder reaction should be between a HOMO and a LUMO. Because ketene is already using LUMO, we will use HOMO. Yeah, when we use HOMO, yeah, this is a bonding interaction. Absolutely, there is no problem. But here, it is not a bonding interaction, it is anti-bonding interaction. But instead, what we can see if it is a horizontal vertical direction, this is in horizontal. So we can have a bond with this. So we don't need to rotate the orbital, right? We don't need to rotate the orbital because it is not in vertical position, it is horizontal. So it is somewhat nearer to this, right? If you want to have a bond with this orbital, it is very difficult. It is vertical and it is in opposite phase. So it is difficult for us to rotate this orbital, what is the px orbital. But when we look at the py orbital, of course, this is nearer to it, but this lobe is opposite phase. This lobe is same phase. So it is somewhat nearer to this HOMO. So in this case, it is possible to have a bond with this py orbital. Okay, right. What we can say, it is 2 pi s and this is 2 pi a. Of course, here the orbital is not involved in rotation, but because the orbital is in a horizontal plane, so it is somewhat nearer to this. So without rotation itself, it will involve in bonding. So it is suprafacial bond formation. This is anterafacial bond formation. And for simplicity, what we can say is, when we want to represent the ketene and the alkene interaction, you try to draw the alkene like this. Okay, then we can, yeah, this orbital is now close to the py orbital, right? So you try to draw the conformation like this, then it becomes easy for us to understand how a anterafacial bond formation is possible within a ketene.